Welcome to Subhu's Launch Talk. Hope all are doing fine. This is my landmark video. Landmark I say because this is my 25th video. And when I started, I doubted whether I'll be able to touch double figure videos. But due to the support of my near and dear and a loyal subscriber base of roughly around 34 now, and a viewership which exceeds the subscriber base, today I'm going to converse with you on this landmark video about what went through in making Subhu's launch talk. I'd also introduce myself because many of the subscriber may be wondering about my background or what is my credibility in making these talks. My name is Subbaraman. My friends and generally in the official circles, I am known as Subbu. My pet name in the house is Ramesh. So you will find people addressing me as Ramesh or Subbu. I finished my engineering graduation from IIT BHU, that is in Varanasi, and then I did my management education in Bombay. After that, I have been working for last 25 years, but those days it was a period when India had announced this liberalization. Before that, most of the companies used to be like government companies or companies which were not aggressive in their business models. After 1992, there's a big shift. There's mergers and acquisitions and merchant banking. All this came to the fore. I worked in one of the branded companies which was taken over by another aggressive industrialist. So in most of the companies, I've always been a part of the senior management, either head of the department or working in the MD's office or head of the state. This has exposed me to a situation where I had to find my own solutions to the problems or issues that comes in front of me. I have worked in the production field as well as in the marketing field. And those days, mobile was not that prevalent. And you, apart from your own knowledge, to get to know the different aspects of conducting yourself or knowing something more in your skills was a difficult task. The companies used to be mostly startup. The first company I worked, I joined them at when they were at 28 crores per annum. Today they are 2000 crores per annum. Then I worked for a company which had a turnover of 7 crore per annum. Today that company is 300 crores per annum. So in this last 25 years, we have seen a tremendous growth in the ambitions of different companies to make themselves more popular and to gain more market share. So under these circumstances, I have seen different aspects of business, and that is what is my credibility in talking about different subjects in Subhu's launch talk. Now you'll ask me, how did I even think of starting a YouTube. That is an interesting story. I had no interest in bringing out YouTube or spending my time on an activity which will make me to share various points of view. You'll ask me why. These days, everybody knows everything. That is the general uh, accept or a presumption that everybody knows everything. अरे तू क्या बोलेगा यार, मेरे को सब पता है. तू अपना ज्ञान तेरे पास रख, मैं मेरे हिसाब से करता हूँ. So in these days, I was thinking in this environment, how come a subject on personality development or a new ways of thinking the same problem like the subjects which I talk about will find interest. But then I read some few things which made me to go ahead. There was this gentleman who went to Shankaracharya. This is about Paramacharya, a great person who was a head of Kanchi Kamikoti, and he had this series of talking to his devotees and clarifying their doubts whenever they asked him. So one of them asked, now that I have finished my work and now that I have come out of this corporate world, what should I do? So the Shankaracharya told him, you don't have to do anything now. Since you have experienced various things, you just share your experience to the next generation. So this gentleman asked why. He said this sharing of knowledge to the next generation is how civilization will progress. I realized that our ancestors or our grandfather, we have no idea how did they think, how did they resolve their issues, because there is no documentation. And also their own sons and daughters had very little contact with the father. All were busy in their own work or family. So there was no medium to know or a, a way to document what our ancestors thinking and how did they solve their problems. Today when I go to my village, I get surprised. My grandfather's house was recently measured and it stands on a 1 acre land. 1 acre land. And in 1950s, the electric pole, this house had a first electric pole. And I am talking of an tiny village in Kerala. How did he manage? We have no idea. But he must have been a very influential person to get the support of the people. He was also, I'm told, the architect of the Grama temple. That is the temple inside the Grama. Now you'll say, what is so great about that? In this tiny village, if you go to Palakkad, most of the villages there are around 72 villages, all some 100, 200 houses. And the Grama temple is called the village temple, and I visited quite a number of villages in Palakkad. But the Grama temple are all small, even in the biggest of villages by name, like Kalpati and all. They have a very small temple. The Ratha is taken on the road, whereas in my village, that is my grandfather's village, called Ailur, within the temple, six elephants can stand side by side. Six, not one, two, six. I wondered how he managed to secure so much of land, what influence he would have had those times, even if he has to collect chanda and make this temple. There must be some power of his communication, there must be some power of his influence. So there is no documentation. Having said that, I said, okay, if not for subscribers, if not for viewers, let me do this to document my thoughts, which could be of some use in posterity. And that is how the idea of, like Shankaracharya said, and now that you have gone through various experiences, share your experience to the next generation, and that is how civilization progresses. I take this idea very seriously and very positively. It is true. Somebody has to tell, then you can gain some knowledge out of that and build on it. There is a poetry by Rabindranath Tagore, Ekla Chalo, walk alone. And there is a शायर, मैं अकेला ही चला था, मैं अकेला ही चला था, लोग जुड़ते गए, कारवा बनता गया. And this is how the Karwa of Subhu's launch stock is progressing. Now the point comes, everybody knows everything. Then why talk about it? Why make uh, a fuss about it, that ऐसा बोलो ऐसा करो वैसा करो, इसको ऐसा मत करना उसको वैसा मत करना, and all those things, because everybody knows everything. So I'll tell you another story. One of the devotees went to Buddha, and Buddha doesn't talk. He is the most silent person, closes his side, and is in a meditative pose. So his devotee goes to him and says, Lord Buddha, please open your mouth. Please tell us something. कुछ तो बोलो. So Buddha initially dismisses his query, and then he keeps on pleading, Buddha, please हमको कुछ बोलो. You know so much things. Why don't you talk? Why don't you tell us? So Buddha tells him, जिनको मालूम है उसको सब मालूम है. The one who knows, he knows everything. So why talk to him? On the other hand, जिसको कुछ नहीं मालूम है, he doesn't want to know. So the guy who knows everything, he also doesn't want to know. And the guy who doesn't want to know, the guy doesn't know and doesn't want to know, he also doesn't want any ज्ञान. तो मैं किसको बोलूं? To whom should I talk? The devotee held the feet of Lord Buddha and told, you are right. There are people, उनको सब आता है. So no need of ज्ञान to them. I agree with you. And on the other side, there are people who don't want to know anything. But please consider devotees like us who know something but would like to know something more. हम बीच वाले हैं, ना हमको सब कुछ आता है, ना हमको कुछ नहीं मालूम बनना. We know something, we want to know something more. At least for us, you give us your tips. So these two examples of Shankaracharya and Lord Buddha prompted me and gave me some motivation that I must do a series of thoughts that I have gone through in my life and put it in small bites. Maximum, I thought I will finish in 10 minutes, but then now I'm keeping it around 20. Sometimes it goes to today's episode may take some another 5 minutes, because I'm trying to explain to you that why Subu's launch stock was launched, and what is the spirit behind it, and what is it aimed for, and what is it that the essence of the talk which I give, or the tips which I give. So in this, but as I progress from one video to another, choosing different topics, which are day to day, one goes through all this thinking. Day to day, one goes through all this different sorts of contrasting points of view or issues that beg for a solution, or that beg for a thinking. So I want to tell this particular launch, Subu's launch song, as I said, is for people who know something and you want to know more. It is not for people who already know everything. They won't benefit from it. Neither it is for people who say that मेरे को ये ज्ञान मत दो, ये मेरे को जरूरत ही नहीं है. So I am, this launch talk is for the middle people, and those middle people are from the age of 15 years to 25 years. 15 years, the child goes to roughly around 8th or 9th standard, and is getting ready to come to the real world. And by 25, so this is the period when they are like a sponge. They would like to know something more, and these are mainly found in higher secondary schools, the 11th and 12th college, primary college, and then you have the graduation college. So this is the target whom I'm addressing, and in that, not everybody would like to spend their time on these subjects, because they have very different distractions. But there are some 20% in every college who will sit in the library, and they look into different books. They want something. They're looking for something more. They're looking for some breakout. And since today mobile is the one of the tools which is most suitable, so they, instead of seeing some games, or instead of doing some ludo, or doing some playing cards, spending some 10 to 20 minutes on Subu's launch stock will be will give them an edge when they are in the real world. That's what my guarantee, because nowadays everybody gives guarantee. So I am also giving one guarantee. Why I'm saying that? Because at that age there was no one to tell us what to do. There was no one to tell us that such situations may arise. So as they say, आदमी को दो चीज सेट नहीं होता है. वो दो चीज क्या है? समय और समझ. समय में समझ नहीं मिलता. समय में समझ नहीं मिलता. समझ आते ही समय निकल जाता है. समझ आते ही समय निकल जाता है. Which means understanding doesn't come at the time you want. You have time, but no understanding is, समझ नहीं है. लेकिन जब तक आपको समझ में आता है, by the time you understand, you are happily retired. क्या करें? So for the next, Subu's launch stock is trying to bridge that gap. कि अभी आप ऐसे मत सोचो कि that what next? How do I handle this particular issue? How do I handle this particular issue? So for that, this Subu's launch stock is aimed at But then you will ask me, should I apply everything as you say? Ditto to ditto. जो बोलता हूँ वैसे करता है. जो आप बोल रहे हैं, will I do the same? Should I do the same thing? Now again, I'll tell you one story. There was this guru who took some disciples to another ashram in his bullock cart. तो अपना bullock cart में उन लोगों को लेके गया. तो he had some 3 or 4 disciples with him. So while traveling, the guru wanted to sleep. He was tired. So he had instructed the disciples that anything you watch, anything falls down. You watch, anything falls down. So after some time, the guru's that bowl fell down from the bullock cart. But these disciples didn't do anything. They just saw, and they didn't take any action. After some time, when the guru woke up and asked the disciple, "Where is my bowl? I was doing my Sandhya Vandan in that. Where is that bowl?" So they said, "Guru, we did exactly what you told." So the guru asked, "What did I say?" He told, "Sir, Guru, you only told us that as the cart moves, you just watch what is falling down. You didn't tell us that you have to pick up that bowl." The guru scratched his head. Arey, what is? Then he said, "Okay, doesn't matter. Maybe my instruction is not correct, or my instruction need to be further enhanced, refined." So he says, "Okay, in the next part of the journey, next phase of the journey, if anything falls, you please pick it up and put it back in the cart." Again, after some time, the guru slept, and at that time, the bullock, the bullock that was drawing the cart, let out its cow dung. तो bullock का cow dung गिर गया नीचे. Immediately the disciples, they stopped the cart, collected the cow dung and put it in the cart. So after some time, the guru just woke up with that bad smell, and then he asked his disciple, "Hey, what did you all do?" So the disciples told the guru, "Guru, we did exactly what you said." "What did I say?" He's Guru, you only told us whatever is falling down, you pick it up and put in the cart. So this cow, this bull, it excreted cow dung. So we picked it up and put it in the cart. Again, the guru was astonished. Then he said, "Maybe my instructions were still not clear." So he said, next, what he made a list of all the things, and he said, "You keep this list, and whatever falls down, please go and pick it up and put it back in the cart. So you don't have to pick up the cow dung and all." So he gave a list of things. These are the list of things which we are carrying, and if this falls down, you pick it up. Again, after some time, as they were journeying, when the guru took a nap, the guru fell down from the cart. He slipped out of the cart. He fell down from the cart and he went into a gorge. So the guru kept shaking his hands and calling, "Please help, please help, please help." But none of these disciples were coming out. They kept on going forward. After some time, the guru had to chase and then come to them and say, "Why didn't you come down and help me? I fell down, why didn't you come down and help me?" And this disciple said, "Guru, in the list you have given me, your name is not there. You gave so we are following your instruction to the letter. Whatever items in this letter has not fallen down, but you have fallen down, but your name is not in this list." The moral of the story is, when the guru tells some things to the disciples, or when you learn something, or when somebody is trying to say something, you have to apply your common sense also and use these tips for the appropriately in the situation you face. So with this, I come to the end of the video. I thank all my subscribers and viewers and my near and dear ones who are constantly supporting me and egging me to do more videos. And from your strength and from your feedback, I do get a feedback that the lighting is less. I am not smiling more. I am quite serious. I do get this feedback, and I take all this feedback in a positive sense. And as my videos keep coming out, so I will see to it that I'll make it more interesting. I'll see to it that I look more friendlier, because now I'm only watching the screen, and I'm not able to judge what is the emotion on the other side. So I have to smile myself so that the screen also smiles back. So this particular issue I'm tackling, and I'll come out with much more different types of. But in each video, I would like to give you a central idea, a central message, which can be useful in your journey as somebody who knows something but want to know something more. I look forward to your feedback, and my only request to all the parents or all the elders who are watching this video, to involve your children if they are in the higher secondary or college, and also share in the college network through them, to share in their WhatsApp groups, so that we can reach this particular vulnerable age. And out of that, even 2% or 5%, even 10%, there are some serious students who would go to the library and search for more information. For them, this could be a video where समय और समझ दोनों एक साथ आते हैं. That is, at the right time, they get the right understanding or knowledge, so that they don't face a situation like us, where जब समय था समझ नहीं था, आज समझ है लेकिन समय नहीं है. Thank you for being with me, and even loyal base of 10 viewers is an asset, because when Adi Shankaracharya started his journey, there were only some 4-5 disciples to him, but his legacy is still being talked about from the time he was born. That his age was the year he was born is around 750 BC, and today we are talking about 2024. So 2000 साल by just talking to some 3 or 4 disciples. So I with that positiveness, because whenever you take a job and whenever I do something, you require an inspiration. As I told you, you benchmark with somebody, you derive an inspiration, you have a guru, and then try to follow something from their way of doing things. With that, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon for further notification. Till we meet again, goodbye, thanks, and thank you for your support on this 25th landmark video. Thank you.